Anyway, Barack Obama, if you like your insurance plan, you can keep it. He said it in 2009, over and over again. He said it in 2010, and I'm going to prove it to you. Here's our montage. Cut 6. Go.
If somebody has insurance they like, they should be able to keep that insurance. If they have a doctor that they like, they should be able to keep their doctor. They should just pay less for the care that they receive.
If you like your health care plan, you'll be able to keep your health care plan. So don't let people scare you. If you like what you've got, we're not going to make you change. And no matter how we reform health care, I intend to keep this promise. If you like your doctor, you'll be able to keep your doctor. If you like your health care plan, you'll be able to keep your health care plan. So don't let people scare you. If you like what you've got, we're not going to make you change. Reform will keep the government out of your health care decisions, giving you the option to keep your coverage if you're happy with it.
For the hundreds of millions of Americans who have health insurance, nothing in this plan will require you or your employer to change the coverage or the doctor you have. Nothing will change for you if you have insurance. Nothing in the plan will require any changes. If you are happy with the insurance plan that you have right now, if the cost you're paying and the benefits you're getting are what you want them to be, then you can keep offering that same plan. Nobody will make you change it. If Americans like their doctor, they'll be keeping their doctor. You like your plan, you'll be keeping your plan. No one's taking that away from you.
Isn't it amazing, ladies and gentlemen, how a man can so confidently lie over and over and over again? He knew all of this to be a lie. This is just a dozen examples. I could have given you 50 more. And he's never held to account. As a matter of fact, he's reelected. That should tell you the system is busted. Where a demagogue like this can sound so truthful, so effective, so confident, so knowledgeable. You like your doctor, you'll keep your doctor. You like your plan, you'll keep your plan. You like your insurance, you'll keep your insurance. Don't let people scare you. Flat out lie. There he is. He's caught red-handed. And I do mean red-handed. He's caught red-handed. But the truth doesn't matter. It just does not matter. Obama also said Obamacare will drive down costs. But Obamacare won't drive down costs. Obamacare will cost over $1 trillion over the next decade. And that's from the Congressional Budget Office. And the Congressional Budget Office's numbers are not accurate because the Congressional Budget Office operates under a very constrained set of rules. In other words, it can only respond to what exactly is posed to it as a question. So here he is talking about how Obamacare will actually bring down costs when, in fact, it's going to explode costs. Cut 7, go.
We decided to invest in reforms that'll bring costs down now.
You won't have to worry about receiving a surprise bill in the mail because we'll limit the amount your insurance company can force you to pay out of your own pocket. If you qualified, then we would provide you a little bit of help on your premiums to reduce your costs. We will immediately offer low-cost coverage that will protect you against financial ruin if you become seriously ill. So that's what health insurance reform would mean for you and for all our small businesses. It would reduce your costs. Families will save on their premiums. Businesses that would see their costs rise if we do not act will save money now, and they will save money in the future. Costs will come down for families and businesses. Finally, my proposal would bring down the cost of health care for millions. Families, businesses, and the federal government.
We know this to be a complete set of lies. If anybody has seen their private health share costs go down, if anybody has seen the price of your policy go down, would you please give me a call? Because report after report after report by the big government-loving Praetorian liberal media tell us that's not the case, that premiums are now skyrocketing. So that's big lie number 2. Families and businesses and the federal government have seen the price of coverage skyrocket. Skyrocket. So we just heard big lie number 1 in its multiple forms and repetition. Big lie number 2, same thing about Obamacare. Big lie number 1 being that if you like your doctor or your health care plan or your insurance, your policy, what have you, you'd get to keep it. And, of course, we know that's a lie because you won't. Big lie number 2, Obama's saying that the costs won't go up. In fact, they'll go down for your own policies, covering families and businesses and even the federal government. That is a provable lie, which he repeated time and again. Now, big lie number 3, that Obamacare will bring down the deficit. What he really meant is the debt. The deficit is a yearly debt. The debt is the aggregate of deficits. But in any event, big lie number 3. And you see, the status has to lie. And when the status is caught in a lie, they lie again. And when the invention of the status fails, that is, bigger government, more programs, more entitlements, as I explained in enormous detail in the first chapter of Emeritopia, they go back for more. So the way you fix government is more government. They wouldn't even think about unraveling anything, which is what's frustrating me with this Internal Revenue scandal. Obama lie number 3 about Obamacare and how it'll bring down the deficit when nobody believes that's true, and there's enormous amount of evidence that's been presented to the contrary. Cut 8, go.
That's fully paid for, does not add 1 penny to our deficit. As badly as I think it's necessary, I won't sign it if that reform adds even 1 dime to our deficit over the next decade. And I mean what I say.
First of all, I will not sign a plan that adds 1 dime to our deficits, either now or in the future. No ifs, ands, or buts.
The cost of this plan will not add to our deficit, and if we're able to slow the growth of healthcare costs by just a fraction of 1% each year, we will actually reduce the deficit by $4 trillion over the long term.
I will not sign a plan that adds 1 dime to our deficits, either now or in the future.
Importantly, this bill is also fully paid for and will reduce the deficit in the long term. And because it is paid for, this bill will help reduce our deficit by as much as $1.3 trillion in the coming decades, making it the largest deficit reduction plan in over a decade. Reducing our deficit by more than $1 trillion over the next 2 decades. That's what reform is going to do. So the bottom line is this. Our proposal is paid for.
I mean, folks, you read about through history how demagogues come to power and retain power. You look around the world and you see it in banana republics in the third world. You remember these things took place in Eastern Europe, Middle East, parts of Africa. And yet it's happened right here. It's happened right here. These are all flat-out lies. Every damn one of them. People hear what they want to hear. They believe what they want to believe. And when you have a president who delivers these comments in a pose that appears to be earnest and studious and empathetic, people believe. They want to believe. They want to believe they can get something for nothing. And they want to believe that's justice. They want to believe that somebody has done better than they have in terms of material wealth, that it's not because they, but because they cheated. Because otherwise, why aren't all of us millionaires and billionaires? The Svengalis, the demagogues, they play right into this. More than anything else, they're students of human emotions, including jealousy and hatred. And this is what they play on. This is what Obama plays on. This is what the left plays on. And so we get these endless lies about budgets and spending and taxes, about Obamacare, about our nation's finances. Endless fog and smog coming out of the mouth of our imperial president. All can be demonstrated, all of it, to be flat-out lies. And yet, 40 to 50% of the American people think he's just swell.